Actually, we never really left American recordings. Ruben had kind of merged with Columbia, and then decided to merge away from Columbia, and went with Universal. I guess would be who's. I mean, yeah, no, Mercury's a Mercury. Someone said Mercury or something.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
In Germany, it's Mercury.
Yeah, in Germany it's Mercury, right? But it's Island Universal.
Right.
Yeah, so he decided to merge with them now, which has really nothing to do with us. It's, if you want to ask that question, you might want to ask him.
So that's nothing really to do with the band.
No, because we're American Recordings is our record company, and that's about where it stands. Everything else is basically Ruben's business.
All right.
We played our first show since the attacks last night. We were scheduled to come out here to Europe, and as you know, they shut down all the airports, and getting flights were kind of hard to get. So we just got here. We weren't playing any shows in between then and last night, but we did try to rehearse some. So that's about it. In terms of somebody canceling a show, it's like the only way I can put it is that I can't begrudge somebody else for making up their mind about what they want to do. This definitely the way I feel about the whole situation is it's something that nobody I know in my lifetime and a lot of people's lifetimes they've never experienced before. So I pretty much have seen a lot of people have different reactions to it, and it makes people act different ways. But in terms of our attitude about it, the show must go on. So that's why we're here.
Thank you. How you doing? I think the bill that this was originally going to be, it was Pantera, Slayer, Static X, Cradle of Filth, kicks ass on the bill we got now. It's like it totally looks like it got thrown together, which really sucks. I'm not done. But the cool thing about it is it would have been fun to have Pantera here because they're our good friends, we have a great time with them. And as a package, it was better. But now we're on our own show, so to speak. We're headlining, so that people get to see more of a Slayer show, which is really cool. We play longer. We play more songs that the kids haven't seen forever, and some of the new stuff. So, it came out cool. But as far as the bands in front of us go, I definitely go out and try to watch Cradle of Filth because if nothing else, it's very amusing. It's always cool to come to Germany. There's a handful of countries over here where heavy music is regarded higher than in other countries. We always do real well in Germany. The fans always come out and show their support. Holland's another huge one. But, you come over here, you can always expect to have a good show. The fans always go off, loud as hell, and it's going to be fun. I thought you were going to go down the line of how is it sitting in the set, and this is really only the second show we've done since the record came out, but it's a Slayer record, and when people go out, the Slayer fans buy the record, we could play songs the next day, and they would already know them, because they're so fanatical. We could go out there and play anything off the new album, and people would be singing it back to us already. So,
God Hates Us All.
What?
They were singing that last night.
Really?
Yeah.
So was I.
Seriously, the whole crowd. That surprised the shit out of me. I was kind of like, I went into I let them sing it. I was going I'm like, all right. And then they did it twice. And then the third one, they didn't do it. So I went ahead and jumped in. But I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Kind of a strange thing to hear from a huge crowd, but it was cool.
It's only 3 so far because when we were coming over, we were supposed to be here 10 days ago. So all our gear came here from Australia. So we really haven't had a chance to rehearse. And then all our gear being over here so long, we couldn't work on any of the new stuff. So as the tour goes on, we're going to be playing more and more. Probably end up on this tour with maybe 5 or 6 new ones. But so far, it's just 3.
What are the new American...
Tell you what, when you go to the show in Munich, there'll be another song added. That'll be 4. And then after that, there should be 5. So by the time we play in Berlin, which is October 6th, there'll be 5 new songs.
6.
Hopefully 6. There you go. So you'll be hearing more if you happen to go to those other shows.
I've been listening to Fu Manchu, Radiohead. In terms of anything that's super new, not any, Slipknot. I don't know. I know Carrie's into Slipknot. Anybody else want to pitch in there?
What am I listening to? This is one of the first times I ever finished one of our records and actually still listened to it. It hadn't grown old on me yet. I dig it. Every time you put it on, it just screams out of the speakers, and it's cool. So if you look at my CD player, it'd either be Slipknot's first record, not the new one. Don't like that as much. Pantera stuff, Slayer. Well, Slayer's new one. But just the obvious stuff, you know. I mean, I'm definitely the metal kid in the band, so that's what you'll get.
No, America is pretty isolated when it comes to they don't really expose bands from other countries. They don't really. I mean, we're in America. You don't hear about any other metal bands other than bands that are from America, unless the band is outrageously internationally renowned. They might make a dent in America if America even gives a fuck about them. But we are very underprivileged when it comes to being exposed to international music from various countries. So we can't even tell you. But I don't even, you mentioned the names of these bands and I don't even know what you're talking about. So I don't, I know that there's Scandinavian bands. I know there's German bands. You know what I mean?
And about, I know it's no metal, but about another American rock acts like Queens of the Stone Age and that kind of stuff. I think you heard about it.
I heard their name. There's a lot of bands you hear about, but I haven't heard anything of them. I'm in no hurry to go out to a record store to buy it because no one's, usually I'll go out and buy a record if I have a total of, I'd say more than 5 people that have come to me and said, man, have you heard this record? It's an amazing record. That's the only reason why I'll go out and buy a new record. If more than 5 people have come to me and told me it's an awesome record, I'll go out and buy the record. I haven't heard anything like that about any of these bands. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. Have you heard the Stone Age?
I've heard some of the Queens of the Stone Age stuff, and what I've heard I liked, but I haven't bought the record yet. But that's one of the records I want to get. It's pretty cool stuff from what I heard, and I don't know. And there's other bands I've been hearing about little by little. But like Tom said, usually what I'll do is I either have to hear a song coming out of somebody else's speakers and go, I like that, or somebody I trust tells me they like it. I don't dig in. I don't go to the record store and just start buying CDs off the new CD rack because 15 bucks for something I don't like is or whatever. It's just I'd rather not do it. That's always the way I've been.
Some kids do that. A lot of kids will do that. They wait for the new releases, and then they'll go out and look to see what new release they want to buy, even though they haven't heard it. And I don't, if I buy something I don't like it, I'm gonna throw it away. I'm like, I'd rather just not spend any money on it until I know that I'll like it, because it'll just sit there and it won't be, it's just something that'll sit there and not be listened to.
Well, it's not about the hype.
Huh?
It's not about the
No,
hype.
it's never. With me, it's never about the hype. It's about the content and if it's any good or not. And my taste varies. It's a broad range of music. There's records that I like. A long time ago, they released the Robert Johnson tapes. I bought the set. I love it. I think it's even though they're old recordings, I think a lot of the material on there is really good. Everybody knows him because they made a big stink about fighting these old tapes with this guy who's recorded all these songs. But I literally enjoy the album. I think this guy. There's 4 discs, and there's like 10 versions of every song on it, and they all sound really good to me. That and to the extreme to classical music. You know what I mean? So I have a wide variety, and if someone doesn't come to me and says, "Dude, you should listen to this record," I think you'll like it. If I don't get that kind of response from someone, I'm not gonna go out and buy it. And like you said, it's not about hype, and it's not about getting played a million fucking times on the radio. You know what I mean? Because that might be the only song that's decent, and you know what? You've just played it to death, and I don't like it anymore. And to me, an album needs to consist of. It should have 10 really, or 10, 12, whatever. It should have. All the songs on one album should consist of something that you should enjoy every fucking song on the record. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? That's what makes a record worth something, because you can listen to the entire disc and it'll be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? We probably won't write until we're done, but we're gonna continue in America. We're gonna do a U.S. tour. We'll probably end up coming back here next year doing festivals. I don't know, or our own tour. But we'll probably be in the States probably in January, if anything, or we might hit to Japan, from what I understand. So there's a lot of things up in the air, but we're definitely gonna be busy till the end of the year, next year.
Is that
PlayStation 2. It's Madden 2000. So just killing time, man. Killing boredom. That's about it.
Yeah, it's football.
all right?
This is backstage at a rock concert.